Good morning. You are listening to Pooja Kushwaha. CRISIL now sees GDP shrinking 9% in financial year 2021. CRISIL research on Friday said India's gross domestic product would shrink 9% in financial year 2021, wider than its May estimate of a percent contraction. This rate of fall has not been seen since the 1950s, it added. With the pandemic's peak not yet in sight and the government not providing adequate direct fiscal support, the downside risks to our earlier forecast have materialized, CRISIL research said. If the pandemic were to peak out in September to October, GDP growth could move into mildly positive territory towards the end of this fiscal, but the risk to our outlook remain titled to the downside till such time a vaccine is found and mass produced, it said. RIL shares crossed $200 billion market cap. Mukesh Ambani led Reliance Industries Limited has become India's first company to cross the $200 billion market cap after its shares surged nearly 157% since mid-March. The rise in market value of the oil to telecom conglomerate is driven by its retail and telecom operations. The stock was currently trading at a record high of rupees 2,233 on the BSE, up 3.55% from its previous close. On Wednesday, the market value of the stock stood at $201 billion according to Bloomberg data. Apple Incorporation is the world's most valued company with a market value of $2 trillion, followed by Saudi Aramco at $1.91 trillion, Amazon.com Incorporation $1.58 trillion, Microsoft Corporation $1.53 trillion, Alphabet Incorporation $1.04 trillion. In terms of global oil and gas companies, RIL ranks second after Saudi Aramco. The stock has gained 48.7% so far this year following the sale of its stake in Jio and retail arm. On Tuesday, California-based private equity fund Silver Lake picked up a 1.75% stake in Reliance Retail Ventures for rupees 7,500 crore, valuing and company at rupees 4.21 trillion or $57 billion. Mint reported that the retail arm is set to draw additional investments worth $5 billion from KKR and Corporation Mubadala Investment Corporation and Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. Over the last 2 to 3 months, there has been new flow about RIL being in talks with various strategic partners, and even in JPL's case, the entry of strategic partners was a key positive in our view. Hence, while any stake sale in RRL is positive news, we believe the markets would be more likely to bid up strategic investors than they would bid up PE investment, said JP Morgan in a note to its investors. Pandemic may force government to borrow more. Revenue shortfalls in India, the major economy hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, are likely to force the center to borrow more, but it will only consider monetizing its deficit as a last resort. Sources familiar with discussions told Reuters. Borrowings plan for the second half of the financial year will be reviewed by Government and Reserve Bank of India officials later this month, the 5 sources said. The officials have already discussed the possibility of monetizing the debt, whereby the central bank prints money to bridge the fiscal deficit, but they were in no hurry to return to a bad habit India kicked in 1997. There will definitely be higher borrowing in the current year, but whether we will print money, that is not yet decided. We will have to have patience and see how things go, a senior official said. A senior government official said debt monetization was not the preferred option right now. We have seen what some of the countries have done in this regard, but we think that such a move would be the last resort for us, the official added. Aside from potentially harming India's credit rating, monetization carries inflation risk. The senior government official said the RBI could ease liquidity through open market operations to keep yields in check while helping the government to raise borrowing already targeted at a record rupees 12 lakh crore. RBI has pumped in over rupees 11 lakh crore of liquidity into the market, helping to keep 10 years bond yields 6% even as the government decided to borrow 70% more than last year as a result of pandemic. India has the second highest number of coronavirus cases. The economic activity curtailed, the government revenues severely hit. Officials, however, are still pinning some hopes on raising revenue from the sale of state-owned firms, even though they do not expect to meet a divestment target of over rupees 2 lakh crore. The dilemma over deficit monetization is not unique to India, said Radhika Rao, economist with DBS. The primary challenge is to communicate and ensure that this is a one-off pandemic-induced arrangement and not a recurrent financing line. World Suicide Prevention Day. Every year, September 10th is observed as World Suicide Prevention Day. The objective of this day is to create awareness about the mental health and prevent suicides. Suicide's global condition. Suicide is 10th leading case of death worldwide and more than 1 million people die by suicide every year globally. That amounts to a death in every 40 seconds and about 3,000 every day. This is almost 1.5% of total deaths. Suicide is more common in people above age 70, but in certain countries, people in age group of 15 to 30 is also high vulnerable. Despite of this high mortality, there are very limited numbers of organizations engaged in suicide prevention. Suicides in India. According to a 2018 research by Public Health Foundation of India, India now accounts for over one-third of world's annual female suicides and around one-fourth of male suicides. The suicide rates for men and women in India were much higher than the global averages. India shares 17.8% of global suicides. The report highlighted that India's southern states are more developed but also more prone to suicide deaths. This follows the global trend that more developed countries have higher suicide rate. The age group of 15 to 39 years is most vulnerable in India. World Suicide Prevention Day. This day is observed since 2003 by International Association for Suicide Prevention and World Health Organization. IASP is an NGO active in field of suicide prevention. It was established in 1960 by Professor Irwin Ringel and Dr. Norman Fabrello. First WHO World Suicide Report was released in 2014 titled Preventing Suicide, a Global Imperative. The report focused in making prevention of the suicides a high priority on the global public health agenda. World Suicide Prevention Day 2020 theme. World Suicide Prevention Day 2020 theme has been working together to prevent suicide for last 2 years. PM Modi to launch Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. On September 10, 2020, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to launch Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Along with the scheme, the PM will also launch e-Gopala application. About the scheme focuses on sustainable development of fisheries in India. It is to be implemented between 2020 to 21 and 2024 to 25. The funds allocated to fisheries under the scheme is rupees 20,050 crores. This is the highest ever allocated to that of the fisheries sector. Key features of the scheme. The scheme aims to enhance fish production to 70 lakh tons by 2024 to 25. It aims to double income of fish farmers. The scheme will reduce the post-harvest losses of fisheries sector from 20% to 25% to 10%. It will generate 55 lakhs of direct and indirect employment in the fisheries sector. The e-Gopala application. The application aims to improving breed improvement marketplace and information portal for direct use of farmers. The application will include the following. It will act as a digital platform in India for the fish farmers to manage livestock. This includes buying and selling of disease-free germplasm and availability of quality breeding services. The quality breeding services at veterinary, first aid, artificial insemination and vaccination. It will send alerts to farmers about government schemes. The Prime Minister is to launch the other following initiatives alongside Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. The PM will inaugurate IVF lab established at Animal Science University under Rashtriya Gokul Mission. These labs are important for enhancing milk production and productivity manifold. The PM will also launch use of sex-shorted semen in artificial insemination. Under this initiative, only female calves can be produced. COVID-19 seen boosting ginger turmeric exports. The US $3 billion spices export business has found an unlikely ally in COVID-19 as the pandemic appears to have added a new sheen to the export of spices considered to boost physical immunity. Export of the spices like ginger, turmeric, coriander, cumin has shown a sizable increase during April to July this year when compared to the same period last year, said D. Satyan, Secretary of the Spices Board here on Wednesday. The increased demand is seen in big markets like the USA and Europe, he said, as he underlined how India has emerged as the large exporter of spices in the world, ready to meet the increased demand. How far we have succeeded in utilizing this opportunity commercially will be known in the near future. The current indication is positive, he said. Demand for other countries like Bangladesh, Morocco, Iran, Malaysia, China, and Pakistan is also showing encouraging signs. A communication from the Spices Board earlier this year had said that the spice which showed the most promise in 2019 to 20 was ginger, which registered an increase of 178% in volume of exports and 129% in value at 50,410 tons and rupees 449 crore in value. Spices export business crossed US $3 billion mark during 2019 to 20 for the first time with 10% growth in value, even though the overall exports from the country showed a decrease of 5% for the whole of 2019 to 20. An initial estimate for the April-July 2020 period showed that around 4,33,000 tons of spices valued at rupees 7,760 crore were exported against 3,92,265 tons valued at rupees 7,028 crore rupees exported during the same period last year. This is a growth of 10% in terms of volume and value. Indian spices and spice products earned rupees 21,515.4 crore with a volume of 11,83,000 tons in 2019-20. The export achievement exceeded the target in terms of volume, rupee value, and dollar earning. Chili continued to be the most in-demand spice with exports on 4,84,000 tons worth rupees 6,221.70 crore during 2019-20.